Isabel Strelzik here, and I want to talk to you about what to do if you feel like you're lacking motivation, because I felt this way a little bit the past few weeks, and I was talking to a mentor about it and like really getting to the root of the problem. But this was something that I struggled with for a really long time, was feeling like I needed to constantly get motivated because I was constantly running out of motivation, and it was like gas in a car, like something that I would use and run out of and need to like recharge and use and run out of over and over and over again. So if that's you or you've ever been through that, let me know below. Give me like a yes in the comments or something like that if that's how you felt, because I believe deeply that motivation is a renewable resource. And so I want to give you some quick tips on if you feel like you are lacking motivation, you just can't really find the drive to do it, then let's talk about it. Okay, here's what you need to do to get out of it. So first I want you to think about, is it motivation that you're lacking or something else? A lot of times we throw a bunch of different things into the column of lack of motivation, including like procrastination or things not feeling in alignment, or maybe like physical health problems, or like any number of excuses into lack of motivation. Like it all gets thrown into this big bin that is lack of motivation. And self-confidence issues can be another one. That's one that I hear a lot, that people are telling me like, I really struggle with motivation. And I, as like a third party, as someone who can, see your blind spots, is that I'm like, it's not an issue with motivation, it's an issue with confidence. So looking at like what's the real root of the issue here? Like I can tell you, the past 2 days, I've been a little bit, I wouldn't say unmotivated, but a little bit flustered, a little bit more easily flustered than usual, but that's just because Avi hasn't been sleeping the past 2 nights, which is bizarre. He's a super good sleeper. Don't know why he's not doing it. The other night he wasn't feeling well. Last night he just seemed to want to be up for the heck of it, for the joy of it. So mom life. But sometimes there are other things going on, and it's not just we need to beat up on ourselves for not being motivated. So thinking about what's the real root here, what's really happening here, versus just going straight to, well, I'm not motivated, I do this, like blah, 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 oh my gosh, I'm such a horrible person, yada, yada, yada. That is non-helpful. So thinking about what's the real root here. 2, and by the way, you can always ask somebody else because you can't see your blind spots. I can't see my blind spots. Like no one can see their own blind spots, and so that's why having a third party to help is really, really good. The second thing that you can do if you're like, I'm just not feeling motivated, is I want you to think about like, what would it be like if motivation was a renewable resource for me? Like what, or if I didn't need motivation, if there was some other drive. I like to think of it as like being motivated, not getting motivated. Those are 2 different forms of existence. If you are someone who follows Grant Cardone or is familiar with him, you know that he says like there's motivation and then there's obsession. But in any case, however you want to label it, like there are 2 different modes of operating, and that's one in which you're always getting motivated. Like it's the gas in the car, like I said, like you run out, you need to recharge, you use it up, you need to recharge, like there's this cycle that's happening. Whereas with the other one, it's something that is deeper. There's a deeper purpose behind it. There's a deeper intention behind it. And it's a mode of existence rather than something that is like this, like a roller coaster. And it's just more of a consistent like drive to go. That's completely a renewable resource, like I said. And so those are 2 different things. Like I can tell you that when I feel motivated, I'm like in this mini cycle almost, because for me it's not so extreme anymore, but I do have little peaks and valleys, but it's more of this consistent drive, this consistent being motivated, not getting motivated. So thinking about just thinking about in your own life, what would that look like for me if I was consistently driven? What would I be doing? How would I be doing it? Versus being on this roller coaster or this cycle or, that sort of thing. What would those two versions of operating, what would those two modes of operation look like in my life? And how would that reflect how I feel and what I'm doing? What would that mean? What implications would that have? The third tip that I have for you is putting yourself in a state that's allowing you to exist in that state of motivation, that's allowing you to continue to learn and continue to climb, because that is the driving force behind that drive that I talked about, that is behind that being motivated, is that that doesn't just happen on its own. It's not just you're good to go for life. It's something that needs to be fostered a little bit, something that needs to be learned, and it grows with time. And so putting yourself into an environment where you are fostering that, and where you're learning, you're growing, and you're reaching for more, and you're grateful but never satisfied, is really, really valuable. So if you're like, wow, that sounds awesome, I don't know what that is, I want to talk to you about a really special offer that I have, and a really great thing that I have going on right now. Really, if you don't understand any of those three, or you want help with any of those three, you need help seeing your blind spots, seeing what's going on, you need help understanding what that could look like in your life, to be motivated and not be getting motivated, and you want to always be learning and be in this nurturing community, in this nurturing space of growing and being motivated and becoming motivated and reaching your fullest potential, then I have created something just for you. It's really, really amazing. It's called the Kick in the Peach Experience, and it is my exclusive membership community. It's a really small, nurturing community that every month I'm doing exclusive trainings in there, keeping you guys accountable. I'm letting you ask me questions, get help from me whenever you need it, and it's so much cheaper than my one-on-one coaching or my group coaching. It's only $55 a month. So if you're like, I need this, I need you to drop a peach below. But what it really is it's the support system behind those 3 steps, because I can tell you the how. I can tell you what to do, how to do it. Those 3 tips for being motivated and rejuvenating yourself and becoming that renewable resource of motivation. But I also want to support you in that, and I know that you need help with the support in making that happen, because sometimes we do get tripped up. Sometimes we need help seeing our blind spots. Sometimes we don't know what we don't know. And so it's not about knowing a new strategy. It's not about any of that. It's about having a area where this can be fostered and where this can grow, and where you are allowed to grow in an open and responsive community. So if that sounds like something that you want, I need you to drop a peach below, and I can get you all the details. I don't have a page right now, but drop a peach below if you want to join the Kick in the Peach experience, or you just want to know if it's the right fit for you, because this is something where you're just going to get exclusive mentorship through me. So if you love the way that I teach, you love my trainings, you definitely need to be in there, because it is just going to skyrocket all of your results, all of your breakthroughs, and help you to joyfully and fiercely take control of your life. So with that, I am going to go make myself a cup of coffee. I hope that these tips helped you. Let me know what your favorite tip was below, because these were huge game changers for me when I first figured this out for myself. So I will talk to you all soon. Bye.